Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome Michelangelo for allowing me to be here. As always, I'd like to start off with a memoriam for our family and friends that passed away. Ron White, I'd like to just mention these people. Ron White, Fortunato Libertal Barques, that's my father. We have Fortunato Barques II, my brother, junior boy, Kurt Valdez, Henry Willis Hui, Manfred Sen, Mr. Yap, Mr. Young, Eddie Suzuki, Grandma, Grandpa, Mark, Judy, Uncle Blackie, Uncle John. Also, Mr. Sen. I'd like to acknowledge Leanne Lum, Puxney Hall, Pooch Calvi, Boogs Coco, the brother of John Coco, Harvey Heath, brother Joe Calermo, Audrey Judy, Tel Follow, Joe Pass, Mondell Lowe, Ray Brown, Johnny Smith, George Chan, and Andrea. This part is called Talk Story. The Talk Story part is part of Hawaiian culture. It's called Po'e Mo'olelo. So what I'm about to share with you today is called Ho'olohi. Listen, Ho'oko, practice, and Holomua, succeed. I got that from my mentor, Kaleolani Isaacs, when he was living in Kalihi. Also, Ho'okani Ike Kika, play the melody like how I did initially, as well as the right changes. Pa'ani Kika is to take solos on what you're doing is. So, and learn songs, Joe Pass, that's his wisdom. He says to learn songs, learn tunes. For the jazz guitar player, the tunes that we recommend is like, what I did is Bluesette by Toots Tillerman, he just passed away. Misty, Shadow of Your Smile, those are the basic songs for the jazz. There's a lot of jazz tunes in the real book. What I did here at the ending, like I had a pedal tone right there. Before I ended up when I went to the arpeggio. And then I had the chordy versions. Low. So as I was going up in the chordy version, I'm using high density. Then low density. And then medium, low, and high density chord changes. Chord voicings. Okay, now at this juncture, I'd like to just get into the lesson. Okay, I'm going to add the. Let's talk. Sorry. Initially, when we first started, we didn't know how to do what we would know how to do. I'm talking about anybody and everybody and anything and anything. When we first started, we did not know what questions to ask. One student told me they don't know what questions to ask. Likewise, but we have to start someplace. Okay, so let's talk about that. Starting someplace. Study someplace is in the beginning. Genesis 1:1. God created the heaven and the earth. The word beginning means start. So this is where we start. So that's where you begin. Now when you start, basically what you're doing is we're getting into music itself, data memory, pitch memory, and we're developing the human instrument, and we're utilizing a lot of imprint and recall, and also muscle memory. That's basically what it breaks down to. And also what we're dealing with basically is core muscles, active joints, large motor skills, fine motor skills. What we want to arrive at is professionalism, expertise, virtuosity, versatility. And we're going to use the right and left brain, which is basically creative genius and genius. And that's how we're going to arrive. The right brain is the creative side, the left brain is the logical side. We want to use two parts of the brain. That's why music makes us more intelligent. Okay, the quantum, basically I just started at the beginning. At the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. The word created means, to create means energy. It's energy. So energy is life. Everything is made up of molecules, protons, neutrons, quantum physics. We are all made up of energy. Everything is moving. It's called vibration. And vibration is also frequency. Frequency at its highest form is called thought. But basically, when you're dealing with the guitar, we're dealing with the lowest string on the guitar, which is the low E. This one. So the low E basically deals with, here's the low E. It vibrates at 82.4 cycles per second, or hertz. HZ. Okay. Here we have an E, one octave E here. That's one octave E, and then we have an octave OCTAV, octave E, and then we have the high E. The high E is 329.6 hertz. Okay, so basically we're dealing with ratios, we're dealing with frequency. This one here is 164.8 hertz. So basically it's mathematics, okay? That's what we're dealing with today. Later on we'll get into the calculus and algebra of it. And don't get intimidated by the words. I'm just showing you, I don't know too much anything about calculus or algebra, but as we get into the music, there's a relevance there. If you look at this chord right here, there's a D7. See that? It looks like a triangle. The triangle is lifts. Can you see it? Triangle? Is it isosceles? Is it equilateral? That's basically geometry. So basically, when you're dealing with math, in the beginning, at the very start, God created the heaven and the earth. Okay, so the heaven and the earth, the beginning is called the starting point. It's called the root. It's called the Ionian mode. It's called the key center. It's called key for short, or the tonic. It's called the big one. That's what we talk about when we talk about root. Angelo mentioned root. Root is the starting point. And from there, you're going to compute the distance from one note to note to create the heavens and the earth. In the beginning, God created. So in the beginning, you have the pitch. God created the heaven and earth. So we have the in the beginning here. Okay, so what happens is we have this distance. We have distance, and then at this distance we have what is called a fundamental. And that's a basic pitch, right? From E29, from the very beginning that I told you, 82.4, 164.8, and 329.6. Okay, so we put a thing right there. So that's the frequency as it's squared, basically, and then we have 12 of these, 2, 3. This is your fingerboard. And as it moves up chromatically, that's what we're going to work on today, starting on the low E. So we start off with energy, and then now we're going to add what is called mass. Okay, so your mass is this. It's a piece of wood that's divided into 12 espacios, 12 frets. And we number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now as you go up higher, as you ascend, the frets become smaller. As you descend, the frets become low. The frets become larger as it goes over here. Okay, the frets are also designated by frets, by fret bars. See the fret bars over here. And we have what is called the dot system. It's very much like the pool system, the pool table system. We've got 5, 7, 9, and 12. So right at 5, we have a dot. On 7, we have a dot. 9, we have a dot. And on 12, we have 2 dots. Those are landmarks. Okay, let me finish up the numbers. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So you're learning, your memory tool is 12 months in a year. There are 12 frets on the guitar, and then it repeats again. Like on the piano, there's 88 keys. What I'm about to show you repeats. And it repeats. Does it repeat how many times? You could repeat as many times as the piano allows. It just repeats. It's just repetitious. Okay, so I'm going to go this way. Okay, we start off with the low E. What I'm going to show you is 3 musical symbols because we are dealing with math. There's the natural sign. This is the flat sign. The flat lowers the note by half a step. The sharp sign looks like that. Sharp sign. The sharp, it raises the note by half a step. The flat is called the lower neighbor. It's the lower neighbor. The sharp is called the upper neighbor. Okay, these are all neighbors. E goes to F. This is your first exception. F goes to F sharp, and F sharp goes to G. Now basically, if you start at G, you go backwards. F sharp is also G flat. That's called an inharmonic tone. That means the G flat and F sharp sounds the same. It's also called an accidental because if you're playing in F sharp, you're accidentally playing the G flat. This happens 5 times. It's the 5 black keys on the piano. G goes to G sharp, which is A flat. Goes to A. Goes to A sharp, B flat. Goes to B. Goes to C. As you can see, C. Who's on 8? C is on 8. Who's on 7? B. Who's on 5? A. C goes to C sharp. C sharp goes to D, which is also D flat. That goes to D. D goes to D sharp, which is also E flat. And then you're basically at 1 octave, which is E again. Okay, so every one of the strings is the same. It's a warm scale, the chromatic scale. But it starts on the 5th string starts on A, the 4th string starts on D, the 3rd string starts on G, the 2nd string starts on B, the 1st string is your high E string. So basically, effectively you're shortening the string. The A scale starts for the A string. You're starting from the A, and you just take that up. The D likewise and likewise, and that's how we have the template, or your fingerboard, or your pitch finder. Okay. Today, what I'm dealing with is called the chromatic scale. The chromatic scale is your chrome scale. Okay, the chrome scale deals with colors and different hues, and that's how the people with perfect pitch, they can actually see the colors of their music. So the word is CHROMATIC. I'm going to just let it. We'll continue. Chromatic scale.